Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Cooper and welcome back to SIS Film Breakdowns. The next player in this video series is North Carolina State defensive tackle Larrell Murchison. Murchison started all 25 games he played in over the last 2 seasons at NC State, finishing with over 80 tackles and 11 sacks. At the combine, he measured in at 6 feet 2.5 inches, 297 pounds. He put up some good numbers in Indianapolis, which included 29 reps on the bench press and a 4.51 short shuttle. We're going to take a look at some plays from his games against West Virginia, Florida State, and Boston College. This first play comes against Florida State. He's lined up in a 4 technique over on the right side of the offense. In NC State's 3-3-5 defense, he spent a majority of the time in a 4-eye and out, but would sometimes reduce down in obvious passing situations. Most of the plays that we'll see in this breakdown are of him lined up at a 4 technique. On this play, it's going to be a zone read RPO from Florida State, run at Murchison. Now at the snap of the ball, we see how quickly he gets his hands up on the tackle and gets into good position. He did a lot of 2-gapping and on this play as well, playing both gaps to either side of the tackle. His good extension has complete control of his man. Now this is textbook stack and shed ability. Watch as he dips here inside, sees inside, looks to see where Akers is running. Once Akers starts to veer to the outside, he gets his head back on the outside of the tackle. And then finally, once it gets near the line of scrimmage, Akers tries to bounce back inside, and Murchison does a great job getting his head back on the inside here. So hands on, inside, outside, back to the inside, comes off, makes a great tackle for a minimal gain. This time the play is from the game against Boston College. He's now lined up to the offense's left, but again in a 4-tech. This is BC's power run game, and at the snap of the ball, we again see how quick he comes off the ball and gets his eyes into the backfield. Comes off, eyes into the backfield, sees the running back. Once he sees the running back start to veer to the outside gap, he sheds his man to the side and makes a great play, making another tackle near the line of scrimmage. The next play comes against West Virginia. Lined up again in a 4-tech to the offense's right, West Virginia is going to run a stretch play his way. At the snap of the ball, we see that he comes off quickly yet again and gets a hand on both the guard and the tackle here. In good position, and then once the tackle leaves for the linebacker, he comes off, controls just the guard, dips inside to see where the running back is, and once he realizes that the running back is headed outside, shoves the guard away, and then makes another great tackle near the line of scrimmage for another minimal gain. When looking at the numbers for Murchison in run defense, we can see that across 2018 and 2019, his 22 tackles for loss and adjusted tackle depth plus of 130 suggests he's 30% better than the average and makes a lot of plays near or behind the line of scrimmage. Now one thing he struggles with is finishing and making tackles consistently. He's lined up in a 4-tech to the offense's left here with a power run play coming from the offense. As we've seen, at the snap of the ball, he does another good job getting his hands on with good extension, controlling his man and shedding, but Akers runs right through his arms, turning what should have been a gain of about 1 to 2 yards into a gain of about 5 or 6. This time against Boston College, he's again lined up where we've been seeing him in a 4-tech and to the offense's left. This is going to be another power run from BC's offense here, and at the snap of the ball, Murchison does a great job getting his hands on, getting to the inside. And as we can see right here, nearly has the tackle up on his tippy toes. Tips of his toes here, has him lifted up off the ground in control. Once Dylan chooses the outside lane, throws him aside in position to make a play, but slips off yet again. And instead of getting a 5 or 6 yard gain, this one goes for nearly 30 yards. Although these last 2 plays have come against 2 of the best backs in this year's draft class, we can see his number of broken tackles over the past 2 years, which ended up being a 13% broken tackle rate. Now let's get into what he can do as a pass rusher. He's lined up more as an edge rusher here on the right side, this time against Florida State, a game in which he accounted for 3.5 sacks. Among others, he likes to use a lot of rip moves when trying to get to the quarterback. Now at the snap here, we can see that he's going to be cutting into the B gap and uses that rip move to get through the tackle. You can see good body control, good balance here. He is a little bit upright, which he will do at times, a little bit too much as a rusher, but he stays strong even with the tackle coming across towards the side of his body, collapses the pocket, and assists for the sack. The last 2 plays come from the West Virginia game. He's lined up in a 4-tech on the left side, hiding here behind number 53, Colton McKivitz. At the snap of the ball, he gets hands-on, and once he reads the play action, he gives a bit of an arm over move to get by. The guard sees him come through late. Murchison shows good body control and bend, and even though he doesn't get there in time for the sack, he's still able to get pressure on the play and knock down the quarterback. On this final play, he's reduced down some, lined up as a 3 technique. At the snap of the ball, Murchison dips quickly to the inside and then gives a hard slap rip back to the outside that we can see right here. Slaps, rips through to get back to the outside, and even though he doesn't get to the quarterback in time to make a sack yet again, he is able to disrupt him and force an errant throw that turned into an interception for his defense going the other way. In this graphic, we can see the amount of hurries, hits, and knockdowns he accumulated over the past 2 years, generating pressures on 41 plays. Murchison has the ability to fit into a 4-3 or 3-4 defensive scheme, 1 and 2 gap, and can play nearly all over the defensive line. He needs to improve his tackling ability and stamina some, but has the hand use and strength to be a consistent contributor at the next level. Make sure to go get the SIS Football Rookie Handbook or register for a free trial on the SIS DataHub to see all of these stats and more for every player, and also tune in each week to the Off the Charts podcast. Thanks for watching SIS Film Breakdowns.